The Ruinist painters, starting with the second half of the 16th century, paint the ruins of the old civilization. If we remove the 1,000 years artificially inserted in the course of history, from the year 1550 when the Ruinist painting began, we will arrive at the year 550, the period of the fall of the Roman Empire, as historians mask the fall of the old civilization. The ruins of the old civilization can also be found in the territories of the countries that were not under the control of the so-called Roman Empire, the name under which historians hide the old civilization. From the paintings we notice that the constructions are gigantic, compared to the people trying to adapt to the new conditions, after the destruction of the old civilization. The ruins of the old civilization can also be found in Germany, Poland, Ukraine, Russia, Central and Southern Africa, territories that were not under the control of the so-called Roman Empire. This tells us that they were not built by the Romans. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, Painters of Ruins, artists whose body of work is paintings of ancient ruins. In Italy, many painters of vedute painted ruins, or capricci or imaginary architecture. Really? Let's see if it is true, and what these painters painted. The pyramidal construction, which is not characteristic of the Romans, has preserved on one side, in very good conditions, the original inscriptions, which are clearly visible on Paraensis engraving. The pyramids subjected to erosion and the sun for over 1,200 years are in too good a condition for this period of time. If we remove from history 1,000 years, artificially introduced by historians, from the period between 550 and 1,550, the age of the pyramid would be over 200 years. This age explains the very good condition of the pyramid when Piranesi engraved it. The renovation of the pyramid is done in such a way that inscriptions or other clues that could cause questions are no longer visible. Capricci, or imaginary architecture. How do historians say? Really? We can say that Piranesi's Capriccio whim consisted in recording the visual information about the archaeological artifacts as accurately as possible. Giovanni Battista Piranesi dedicated his entire life to recording artifacts on a medium that would be as durable as possible over time so that the information could reach us. A method of deep etching on metal using acid etching in an effort to create better and cheaper reproductions of works. A type of metal engraving, usually copper or zinc, in which the depth features of the print form are created by etching the metal with acids. This technique was used in typography. It is obvious that Piranesi wanted to multiply and spread his works. Unfortunately, the Vatican took possession of all the engravings plus another 50 works that are kept secret. Giovanni Battista Piranesi during his 38 years of activity created 1,355 engravings with dimensions of 40/60th cm and 40/70th cm, to which are added thousands of sketches, paintings and drawings. A simple calculation shows that for the execution of only the 1,355 engravings in 38 years of activity, 10 days are needed for each engraving of the dimensions 40/60th cm or 40/70 centimeters. Without taking into account hundreds of other small ones engravings, thousands of sketches, drawings and paintings created by Piranesi. An impressive volume of very high-quality engravings can only be made using the camera obscura photographic technique with a lens, and some works confirm this. Camera obscura can also refer to analogous constructions such as a darkened room, box or tent in which an exterior image is projected inside or onto a translucent screen viewed from outside. Camera obscuras with a lens in the opening have been used since the second half of the 16th century and became popular as aids for drawing and painting. Perspective distortion is especially noticeable in projections made with wide-angle lenses at short camera to subject distances. They generally give an unpleasant impression, making the foreground appear too large for the rest of the image and distorting the geometry of the image. In conclusion, we can say that Piranesi's engravings were made after projecting the image of the studied objective. The quality and accuracy of the image of the studied objective were close to those of photography.